Whew, boy. Let's talk about this heavy turbulence. Twitter's been in a lot of controversy lately due to its acquisition by Elon Musk. Both of them are under a lot of fire for various things that I don't even know where to begin. But I can tell you this, I am very invested. I think we should start with the check marks because a lot of the hooplas tend to start with check marks. Check marks are now $8 per month and you can get them by, well, paying them. Lots of the already verified checkmarks are complaining to Elon that they too have to pay $8 to get the verified checkmark. The way I see it, Elon Musk wants to give more reasons to make fun of Twitter checkmarks because these people actually paid for Twitter. The change wasn't really that smooth though because there are two kinds of people who are verified. Verified because of being an important figure and verified because they paid for Twitter. I mean, why are you making it a lot more complicating? This whole thing only makes it more confusing for the average users of Twitter, such as impersonators coming to impersonate all sorts of figures, including Elon Musk himself. I don't know about you guys, but there's a really simple way to make this much less complicating, like the hexagonal profile pictures, which, in case you missed it, it means the profile picture is an NFT that they actually bought. In other words, more materials to bully people. But there's actually some light at the brink of the Twitter takeover. It turns out that the trending feed from the Japanese Twitter has been seriously revamped. So a lot of the political tags are gone and are replaced with insert famous Japanese things here. Anime, manga, idols, TV shows, etc. So while Elon has caused a lot of questionable changes, this is one of the few that, in my opinion, is a positive one. Personally, I'm very invested in the progression of this Twitter story. I don't really care how it ends, but I do care about what other new hooplas they're gonna bring into the table. So let's just hope that there are more and more exciting development for this story in the future. And that's for the first hoopla for today. So just so you know guys, some of the hooplas are stream exclusives. There's more to this content where that came from. You can go ahead and check out the previous episodes of the APB show on my stream channel, linked down below. That's where I make most of my content these days because I have a pretty busy life outside of YouTube. The whole stream and the recap wouldn't be possible if it weren't for the sponsors of this video, and that is you guys. Seriously, every sponsor of this channel counts in my opinion, even just $1. I truly appreciate it. If you want to see your name among these awesome people, then check out the many methods where you can support the channel, just $1 and you'll see your names right there. Again, links down below. Opening your marriage hasn't always been the best decision for a lot of people, especially for people who got caught cheating. This Redditor, for example, got caught cheating by his wife. Then the wife decided, you know what, since our sex life hasn't been happy for a while, let's open the marriage. He said no because he learned from his mistake. 2 years later, they're back to normal. At least on the outside. On the inside, the husband said that he is dying. Despite the marriage being open, he hasn't slept with anyone because the look on his wife's face in that lobby still makes him sick with guilt. Well, maybe if you don't cheat on your wife, this wouldn't have happened, you absolute dingus. You know what this whole thing is? This whole thing is just you doing this.
See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out.
Risk management is something that everybody should learn how to do when they're managing a business. Your employees being sick is a good example. Turns out that we human beings are very fickle creatures that are prone to sickness even in unexpected times. But some businesses just don't have those contingency plans. They just straight up tell their workers to, oh, I don't know, don't get sick. Like this one, for example. Call in sick? Don't do it. Why? Because it's the most destructive thing that the employees can do here besides stealing or settling the place on fire. That's right. Calling in sick is just as bad as stealing or setting the place on fire. I mean, your business has to be pretty freaking bad that it crumbles to pieces just because an employee calls in sick. Apparently, the person who wrote this whole thing worked 16 years at the Providence Marriott and called in sick exactly one time.
But nigga, did I ask?
People just post the most insane stuff on social media. Like this person over here. This person said that if you were forced to be infected by either HIV or COVID, they would choose HIV without hesitation. So you want to be infected with a virus that at this moment currently has no cure, that can be transmitted sexually, instead of a virus that will go away in a couple of days.
That's great. That's great.
If you don't care about something, then it's best for you to show that you don't care about something rather than telling people that you don't care about it. This thread, for example, shows an interaction between a girl who has her nudes being paywalled and a guy who tells her that Pornhub is free. Yes, Pornhub is free, so Why are you harassing some e-girl who paywalls her content? Imagine getting mad over not getting free content. Embarrassing. Wow. She actually pulled a Rouge de Bat.
Look at you, throwing a tantrum like a little kid. How totally embarrassing.
I'm not a no-life who jerks off. I actually consider myself a good person. Good enough to give you the chance to block me before I get your IP and send cops to wherever you are for harassing minors, along with soliciting and nudity. Bro, if this e-girl is actually harassing minors and soliciting nudes, you better actually report their ass to the police rather than giving them a heads up! Dumbass!
秋月くん、110番よ。
了解。
Being an entrepreneur who starts their own business can be really difficult at times. Some entrepreneurs are struggling a lot more than others. Reflecting on my New York journey, I came here with nothing but just under $90,000 in my banks. Thanks, Mom and Dad! Yeah, sure, you came in there with nothing. Nothing but $90,000 in your bank.
I hate all these damn rich people. These damn rich people. Damn these rich people.
Even though I struggled in the beginning, I truly made the most with the little money I had. Bro, if you are struggling with $90,000 in your bank, you need to get good on your money management, scrub.
Motherfucker just took my money.
For the most part, diversity and representations are nothing but excuses for people to please their narcissism. This over here is a good example for the whole thing. When Yaoi, the director of Final Fantasy XIV and the director of the upcoming Final Fantasy XVI, said that he's not gonna incorporate non-white characters in the game because it won't fit the setting, a lot of people are really pissed off by that comment. I find it very funny when Yaoi said this. In the end, we simply want the focus to be less on the outward appearance of our characters and more on who they are as people. People who are complex and diverse in their natures, backgrounds, beliefs, personalities, and motivations. Whoa, Yaoi, hold on a second there. Are you trying to say that you want your characters to be judged not based on the color of their skin, but by the content of their character?
You can't do that, that's racist.
Now, people argue that since Final Fantasy has monsters, goblins, dragons, magics, elves, all of that stuff, then why can't people of color be in the setting? Why are you giving representation on fictional things but not real things? First off, I want you to stop for a moment and think. Do you really want people of color to be represented in the game? No, you want you to be represented in the game. Big difference. If I'm too unrealistic to be in a fantasy universe, then that universe can go fuck itself. I am real, I am valid, and I fucking matter. You see what I mean? Why is this game persecuting me? Why are you saying I'm too unrealistic? I am real, I am valid. Me.
That's some self-justifying bullshit.
It's pathetic. This whole thing is pathetic. I'm not white and I barely got represented in all the popular video games. A lot of video game characters are white, but I can still relate to them because we also have this thing called empathy and less, narcissism. Seriously, every single time people argue for diversity, the argument can just be boiled down to, please include me. Please include me. I want to be in there too. Because I'm a minority. Dear every fantasy developer, your games have dragons, magic, and more in them. You can include dark-skinned people. We're in reality too. You do realize that that's not an argument, right? You might as well boil this point down to, I'm in reality, therefore I must exist in the game. Again, narcissism. Financially speaking, we'd be more excited about buying them if you did include us. Okay, now you're posing a contradiction. Are you suggesting that they're already excited by the game and they will buy the game, but they'll be more excited and be more willing if you include them? That implies that they don't need to be represented in the first place. They're already excited by the game as is. In other words, representation is pointless, but we're racist if we don't do it.
Society. We live in a society.
It's kind of funny when I say that I like yaoi, but I only like a specific subset of yaoi. I don't like bara yaoi that involves burly men. I like yaoi that involves pretty feminine boys. Apparently, according to some random on Twitter, if you like yaois but not baras, you're straight. Oh, glad. And I thought I was a little bit curious. Which one of these reads as more gay? Both of them. And it just so happens that there are gay people who fit into both categories. I know that sounds really shocking, but reality is a lot more diverse than you think.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
It's really hard to get noticed on the internet. A lot of stuff that you do on the internet will always be buried by millions of other people who are infinitely better than you in almost every possible way. So this comic right here can speak to a lot of people. It depicts a guy who has an original character but got ignored by lots and lots of people, and then he proceeds to shred them into pieces. If you value your art of your original characters or your works in general based on how many people engage with them on social media, then you're not valuing them at all. Those works exist because of you, not because of other people. Don't use other people as metrics for the value of your art. The only reason why you should do that is if you're actually making it for them and not for you. You get to decide if the works that you make is something for your enjoyment or for other people's enjoyment. And in my opinion, if you truly want to appreciate your works, you gotta make it for you. What makes you happy is different to what makes other people happy. And you gotta figure out which is which. And that's all for the recap today. So ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to stay tuned to my APB show channel, link down below. Go subscribe. Thank you so much once again for all the support, guys. If you want to support this channel, check out the links down below where you can support me. Just $1. $1 is absolutely appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.